Hey guys, welcome to Manifesting Better. I'm back with another video and another topic that needs to be addressed. I also have an Instagram account, the link for that is in the description box below. Coaching is also available, the link for that too is in the description box below. 4 things that helped me be better at manifesting. This is a follow-up video to the last video that I made, because in the last video I talked about 5 mistakes that I used to make in my own journey and that I wish that you guys could learn from, that actually delayed a lot of my manifestations and actually made it very difficult for me to get the things that I want. I will link that video down in the description below, but you can watch this video as a standalone video also. So in here, I will be discussing these 4 things that help me be better at manifesting. And I have been consciously manifesting since 7 years now. And I have been teaching coaching manifestation for the past 3 years. So a lot of these things that I'm including here are things that have worked for me and most of my 5,000 plus clients. So I've worked with more than 5,000 clients. These are the things that have worked for them. If applied, they give you results. So I'm going to be sharing these. If some of these don't work for you, great. If you feel like you need to add some more that have worked for you that I have missed out in this list, leave them down in the comments below and someone can get help from that. So the first is application. Now this one is a no-brainer for me. When I started this journey, and this is one of the mistakes that I made, is that I consistently kept trying to change things, change techniques, change methods. And I just kept learning and learning and learning. And although learning is good, I kept getting into the trap of thinking that I just need to learn some more before I start applying. I just need to know this one more thing before I start applying. I just need to learn one more technique before I start applying. I just need to read this one more book before I start applying. And what I found out was that that will never be enough. There will never be enough knowledge. I don't think that you will ever be fully ready to start. I don't think that you will ever be in a position where you will be able to say that, hey, I'm perfectly 100% ready to start this journey. No, you will always feel slightly scared. That's okay. That's a good sign. You will always also feel excited. And I personally, it changed for me when I started applying the things that I was reading, the things that I was learning. And it actually gave me it. I started seeing results of the things that the knowledge that I was taking in. And it just reinforced my belief in the whole idea that it's not just about hearing these things, and it's more about applying these things. Neville Goddard says, be a doer, not a thinker only. I know that I'm not saying the exact words that he used, but he uses these, he has this sentence where he says, be a doer, not a thinker only. It's because a lot of times what I see with clients too is that they get to the place where they start to learn and they have all the tools, they have the routines and everything, but they don't start to apply. They are just waiting for the perfect moment. They are waiting for something to come up so that they can start applying. But it doesn't work that way. How it works is that you start applying and you start to get better. That's it. Manifestation is like a muscle. So start to apply and you will start to get better at it. The second thing, looking at my core beliefs. Now, I have a separate video on core beliefs. I will link it down below. You can check it out, why core beliefs are important. But just to summarize a little bit for this video, there are 2 reasons why I think that working on your core beliefs is very important. Now, core beliefs are the beliefs that are the major beliefs that we have about us in entirety, which we think about ourselves. So I'm worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm good enough, I'm not good enough. And what I see that is that once these beliefs are there, they start to stem into each and every area of your life. So let's say I have a belief I'm not worthy. I will probably not feel worthy in relationships. I will probably not feel worthy in love, money, in wealth, in my career, in my job, with my friends. And the thing is that it's not that I cannot have 1 or 2 areas which can be different, but if my core beliefs are a particular way, and there are a lot of other beliefs that are stemming from that, which are just like branches, instead of trying to cut the branches, start working on the core belief so that the branches go away. So if you are thinking that I am someone who is facing a lot of issues in my life and who wants to change my whole life, there is a probability that the issue starts with your core beliefs. I had a client the other day and she said that, hey, in every relationship that I have been in, I don't feel chosen. Every job that I go into, I don't feel loved. I don't feel prioritized. I don't think that I'm important and seen. And when we worked on it, it turned out that the job was not the specific issue. The relationship was not the specific issue. The issue was that when she was younger, she was not given enough attention from her friends. And because of that, she had always thought that there is something wrong with her. And because she has always thought that there is something wrong with her, she kept trying to people please and she kept trying to settle. And she had developed this belief that I am not good enough. I need to do something extra in order to get the same love that people just get normally. And it was just getting into every area of her life, in her job, in her money, in her relationships. And once we worked on that core belief, all the areas started getting better. And the second reason why working on your core beliefs is important is once you start working on your core beliefs, you have to see that a lot of times we are affirming something, but our belief system says something else. So, for example, in my core, I don't believe I'm lovable, but I keep saying my SP loves me. Although I can start to see evidence that my SP loves me, but if in my core I don't believe that I'm lovable, it will be very difficult for me to believe that the SP loves me. So if I change my core belief, it will be very easy for me to believe the second part, and it will also be very easy for me to maintain the love from the specific person when it comes. The third thing that I did, and this is slightly complicated, but once I started doing this, it started this is one of the game changers. This and the next one is the game changer for me. The third one was identifying the character behind the resistance. Now, when I started doing something, I used to be someone who was very over analytical. I used to over analyze everything and I used to keep taking feedback from everything. So let's say, for example, let's say I'm manifesting love, and I start affirming, start visualizing, start doing some techniques, and I see something opposite. In that moment, I start saying, oh, something opposite happened. Why did it happen? What's the reason that this happened? What's the reason that she didn't text back? What's the reason that she posted the story? Instead, my focus should have been that, okay, if I am someone who's over analyzing this, what does that tell me about myself? You see, instead of worrying about what had happened, which probably doesn't mean anything until and unless I assign it a meaning, I should ask myself, why am I assigning it a meaning which is not helpful for me in the first place? I can make a separate video on this if you guys want. Just comment down below. I will make a separate video on this. But instead of worrying about the resistance or over analyzing the resistance, I started asking myself, what does this tell me about me if I am over analyzing this? So the same thing, if one of my friends would do, maybe I would not overanalyze it because my belief system and my self-concept in that area is better. But maybe if my self-concept in relationships is not better, for example, let's say I go out on a date and I come back, and after I come back from a date, I text that girl something and she doesn't instantly reply back. And I start asking myself, oh, why hasn't she replied back? Maybe I did something wrong on the date. Maybe I took her to the wrong restaurant. Maybe I didn't kiss her, that's the issue. Or maybe I kissed her, that's the issue. Maybe I didn't play the songs that she liked in my car. Things like that. Whereas what I should be wondering and asking myself is that, okay, I got this question in my mind of why hasn't she replied back? What does this tell me about me if I'm worried about this? This tells me that I'm coming from a state where I don't think that I can get what I want, or maybe I don't think I'm lovable, or maybe I think that people will judge me for being me. You see, it becomes a character-based thing rather than a specific resistance-based thing. That's when it gets easier to solve. The last thing that I did was, and this is going to be supported by another quote that I have read somewhere. I think I read this quote that never make promises when you are happy and never make decisions when you are angry. I started applying that in my life. I stopped reacting to resistance when I was feeling very resistant. Let me explain. I know it got a little bit difficult. I stopped overanalyzing. I stopped taking any action. I stopped fighting my thoughts when I was very resistant, when I was feeling very anxious. If I was in a state where I got triggered today, something triggered me, I feel abandoned, I feel lost, I don't feel good enough, I don't feel happy. In that moment, when my body is very resistant, instead of trying to say, no, 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 let me solve this resistance right now, I told myself, okay, let me first work on this feeling, and then maybe I can later solve the resistance in my mind, or then maybe I can work on resistance. I also have steps on how to deal with resistance. I will link it down below. But that's what I started doing. And when I started doing that consistently, what started happening is, because a lot of times we react and we chase and we sabotage our manifestations when we are feeling very resistant, I stopped sabotaging things in my life. I stopped making things worse than they were, and I started handling the resistance better. What that did is that it made me feel very calm and collected. It made me take the best decisions in situations where everyone would have reacted. I started handling the situations and started responding to it rather than reacting to it. And that was a game changer for me. I would love to know what are the things that have helped you guys in your journey. So leave them down in the comment below. If you have any video suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. I read all of the suggestions that you guys send me. It's just that I make some videos are pre-recorded. That's why. So this video is right now, I think it's going to come in 15-20 days from when it is recorded. So that's why sometimes it gets a little bit like there is a time lag, just like manifestations, that it comes to you. So that's why there is a delay, but I always read the comments and I will get back to you either here or on my Instagram or on my stories on Instagram or on my Twitter. So I do post somewhere based on the kind of length that topic deserves, or that topic, the value that I can provide on that topic. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video and hope you have a great day. Click the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe and turn the notifications on for more such content. Comment down your video suggestions and I will see you guys in the next one.